The plasma cannons roared overhead as Captain Alex Morrison pressed his back against the concrete wall. His uniform was torn and blood ran down his left arm from a close call with alien fire. Around him, the last human stronghold on Earth was dying. New Geneva Colony had held out for 3 weeks, but now the Zeltharian ships filled the sky like dark clouds. Lisa Grant crouched beside him at the communications console. Her fingers moved fast across the broken keys as she tried to reach any other human forces. Static filled the speakers. No one answered her calls. Jake Barnes ran past them carrying another box of explosives. His face was covered in dirt and sweat. Behind them, Sophie Clark worked on wounded soldiers who would never fight again. The aliens had come 20 years ago with ships that blotted out the sun. Humans fought with everything they had, but the enemy was too strong. Their energy shields stopped human bullets. Their plasma weapons cut through tank armor like paper. One by one, every human world fell to their advance. Earth was the last. Alex looked at his watch. They had maybe an hour before the final assault. The Zeltharians always attack the same way. First, the orbital bombardment would flatten everything, above ground. Then their dropships would land with thousands of soldiers. No human force had ever survived that combination. General Paul Henderson limped into the bunker. The old man was bleeding from his chest where shrapnel had hit him. His breathing was rough and his eyes were getting dim. Alex helped him sit down against the wall. "Sir, you need medical attention," Alex said. Henderson shook his head. "No time for that, son. Listen carefully because this is important." His voice was weak, but his grip on Alex's arm was strong. "There is something you need to know, something we kept secret even from our own people." The general pulled out a small metal device from his pocket. It looked like an old communication unit, but Alex had never seen one like it. Henderson's hands shook as he held it. "Beneath the ice in Antarctica, there is a place called the Vault. Your grandfather knew about it. My grandfather knew about it. We have been keeping this secret for over 300 years. Henderson coughed and blood came up. "Inside that place are soldiers, not like us, better than us. They have been sleeping and waiting." Alex did not understand. "Sleeping soldiers? Sir, what are you talking about?" "They volunteered long ago to become something more than human. The process changed them, but they stayed human inside where it matters. They went to sleep with orders to wake up only when humanity faced the end." Henderson grabbed the communication device tighter. "The activation code is Guardian Protocol 77 Alpha. You must send this code through the deep network." The building shook as more plasma fire hit above them. Dust fell from the ceiling. Henderson pushed the device into Alex's hands. "Promise me you will send that code. Promise me." "I promise, sir, but I do not understand how sleeping soldiers can help us now." Henderson smiled even though pain filled his face. "You will understand when they wake up. They are not just soldiers, Alex. They are humanity's final answer to extinction." The general closed his eyes. "Send the code and trust that someone prepared for this day long before we were born." More explosions rocked the bunker. Jake Barnes ran back empty-handed. "That was the last of the explosives, Captain. We have small arms, and that is all." Lisa looked up from her console. "I am getting signals from the alien fleet. They are preparing for final assault. Dropships are launching." Alex looked at the device in his hands. He did not know if Henderson was thinking clearly at the end. The old man talked about sleeping soldiers and secret vaults, like something from a story. But Henderson had never lied to him before. "Lisa, can you patch this into the deep communication network?" She nodded. "Yes, sir. But why?" "The network goes all the way to the planet core. Military satellites use it for emergency signals." General Henderson gave me a code to transmit. Guardian Protocol 77 Alpha. Lisa's fingers worked fast. "Ready to transmit, sir." Alex pressed the activation button on Henderson's device. It beeped once and then went quiet. On Lisa's screen, the code appeared and then vanished into the network. Message sent, Captain. It is traveling through fiber lines down to the Antarctic stations. The ceiling exploded above them. Zeltharian soldiers dropped through the hole with their plasma rifles ready. Alex drew his pistol, but the aliens were too fast. Plasma bolts filled the air. Jake Barnes fell first. Then Sophie Clark. Lisa screamed as energy burned through her chest. Alex felt heat in his back as a plasma bolt hit him. He fell forward, still holding Henderson's device. As darkness came, he hoped the code would reach someone who could use it. He hoped Henderson was right about the sleeping soldiers. The last free human on Earth died believing he had failed. 3 miles beneath the Antarctic ice, a signal arrived. The fiber optic cables carried Alex Morrison's final message down through rock and frozen water to a place that did not appear on any map. The vault had been hidden for 3 centuries, waiting for this moment. Ancient computers received the activation code. Guardian Protocol. 77 Alpha matched the files in their memory banks. Immediately, power flowed through systems that had been dormant since the year 2156. Lights came on in chambers that had been dark for lifetimes. The first cryogenic pod opened with a soft hiss. Warm air flowed over skin that had not felt temperature for 300 years. Commander Ryan Blake opened his eyes and saw the ceiling of the vault above him. His enhanced mind immediately connected to the quantum data streams flowing through Earth's communication networks. In seconds, he knew everything. The Zeltharian invasion, the fall of human colonies across the galaxy, the death of Alex Morrison and the last resistance. His enhanced emotional centers processed grief and rage in ways that normal humans could not survive. The loss of his species burned through him like fire. Ryan sat up in his pod. His body moved perfectly despite the long sleep. The enhancement process had changed him in ways that still seemed impossible. His bones were stronger than steel. His muscles could lift weights that would crush normal men. His nervous system could interface directly with any electronic device. But the most important change was in his mind. Ryan Blake could think faster than any computer and feel deeper than any normal human. The enhancement had not made him less human. It had made him more human than biology allowed. Other pods were opening around him. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stepped out of her chamber and immediately began checking the facility's systems. Her enhanced intellect processed data streams faster than the computers that fed them to her. Within minutes, she understood the current state of Earth and the alien occupation. Nathan Cross emerged from his pod, already analyzing tactical information. His mind could process 1,000 battle scenarios in the time it took a normal person to blink. Maya Johnson activated her quantum stealth systems and briefly flickered out of normal space-time. Carlos Martinez tested his enhanced strength by lifting a steel beam that weighed 2 tons. 150 soldiers woke up in the vault. Each one had volunteered for the enhancement process, knowing they might never see their families again. They had agreed to sleep until humanity faced extinction. That day had finally come. Elena walked to the central command station. Her fingers touched the interface, and immediately her consciousness expanded into Earth's global network. She could see through every camera and hear through every microphone that still functioned. The planet was dying under alien occupation. "Status report," Ryan said as he joined her at the command station. "Zeltharian occupation force consists of approximately 50,000 ground troops spread across 12 major installations. Their technology is impressive, but they have grown complacent. They post minimal guards and rely heavily on automated defense systems." Elena's enhanced mind processed tactical data as she spoke. "They are strip mining the planet for resources. Current extraction rate suggests Earth will be completely depleted within 18 months. Nathan Cross studied the enemy positions on Elena's display. Their deployment pattern suggests they do not expect organized resistance. They have made no effort to secure strategic positions beyond their immediate operational needs. Maya Johnson flickered back into normal space beside them. I have been monitoring their communications. The aliens refer to humans as a primitive species. They believe they exterminated all organized military forces 3 weeks ago when they destroyed New Geneva Colony. Carlos Martinez joined the group. His enhanced hearing had been listening to alien radio transmissions. They are planning something bigger. I heard references to a galactic campaign and staging areas. Earth is not their final target. Ryan felt anger burning in his enhanced emotional centers. The aliens had not just conquered humanity. They planned to use Earth as a base to attack other species. They thought humans were primitive animals to be used and discarded. "Show me their primary command center," he told Elena. The display changed to show a massive structure built on the ruins of New York City. Zeltharian architecture looked like twisted metal and dark crystals. Thousands of aliens moved through the complex, coordinating the occupation of Earth. "That is where we start," Ryan said. "Elena, I need you to analyze their technology and find weaknesses. Nathan, prepare tactical assessments for strikes on their major installations. Maya, scout their defenses using quantum stealth. Carlos, ready? The heavy weapons from our armory." Elena's consciousness dove deeper into the alien networks. Her enhanced intellect began unraveling Zeltharian technology in ways their creators never intended. "Ryan, I am discovering something interesting. Their energy weapons operate on quantum frequencies that our enhanced nervous systems should be able to disrupt." "Meaning what?" "Meaning their greatest advantage over normal humans may be useless against us. Our neural enhancement creates quantums, interference fields. Their plasma weapons might not be able to target us effectively." Maya shimmered back into visibility. "I can confirm this. I just tested my stealth systems against their sensors. They cannot detect quantum-enhanced humans. We are invisible to their technology." Nathan looked up from his tactical analysis. "This changes everything. If we can move unseen and their weapons cannot target us effectively, we have operational advantages they cannot counter." Ryan walked to the center of the vault, where all 150 enhanced soldiers had gathered. They looked like normal humans, but each one possessed capabilities that would seem impossible to anyone who had not undergone the enhancement process. 3 weeks ago, the last free human died believing he had failed, Ryan said to his soldiers. Alex Morrison transmitted the activation code that woke us up. He kept faith that someone had prepared for this day. We are that preparation. The soldiers listened with enhanced hearing that caught every word. The aliens think they have conquered humanity. They think we are primitive animals. They are about to learn that humans never give up, and we never stop fighting. Today we begin taking our planet back. The Antarctic wind howled across the ice as Ryan Blake emerged from the vault. Above him, the aurora painted green fire across the dark sky. No alien ships patrolled this far south. The Zeltharians had declared the polar regions worthless and left them unguarded. That mistake would cost them. Ryan's enhanced vision could see for miles in the darkness. His body did not feel the cold that would kill a normal human in minutes. The enhancement process had changed his biology in ways that made him perfectly adapted for any environment. He was no longer fully human, but he had not forgotten what humanity meant. Behind him, Maya Johnson flickered in and out of normal space as she tested her quantum stealth systems. Her enhanced nervous system could shift her body partially out of phase with reality. To normal eyes, she appeared as a faint shimmer like heat waves. To Zeltharian sensors, she did not exist at all. "Stealth systems fully operational," she reported through their quantum communication link. "I can maintain phase shift for up to 6 hours before needing to rest." Nathan Cross studied satellite data on his enhanced visual display. His consciousness interfaced directly with orbital systems that the aliens had not bothered to destroy. Primary target is the communications array in former Chicago. The facility coordinates all Zeltharian ground operations on the North American continent. Elena Rodriguez remained in the vault, where her enhanced intellect continued analyzing alien technology. Through quantum entanglement, she could communicate instantly with the field teams no matter how far they traveled. I have identified a critical weakness in their power distribution systems. Overload one node and the cascade failure will disable their entire grid. Carlos Martinez checked his weapons one final time. The enhanced soldier carried plasma rifles taken from Zeltharian armories and modified by Elena's improvements. His strength allowed him to use heavy weapons that normally required vehicle mounts. Ready for assault operations. Ryan activated his quantum communication link to address all teams simultaneously. Remember our mission parameters. We are not just striking military targets. We are proving to the galaxy that humanity cannot be conquered. Every alien who sees us must understand that humans never surrender. The team moved across the frozen landscape at speeds that would seem impossible to normal humans. Their enhanced muscles could maintain a 40-mile-per-hour pace for hours without fatigue. They covered the distance to Chicago in less than a day. The city was unrecognizable. Zeltharian mining operations had torn up entire districts. Massive. Extractors pulled metals and rare elements from the ground. The aliens had built their communication facility on the ruins of the old downtown area. Its twisted spires reached into the sky like metal claws. Maya used her quantum stealth to scout the perimeter. She phased through walls and moved past guards, without triggering any alarms. The aliens relied entirely on their sensors, and those sensors could not detect her enhanced biology. Facility is lightly defended. Approximately 200 guards with standard plasma weapons. Central Communications Hub is located on the 15th level. Nathan processed the tactical data through his enhanced strategic centers. Optimal approach is vertical assault. Carlos provides covering fire while Maya infiltrates the central hub. Ryan and I will clear floors sequentially to prevent reinforcement. Ryan felt his enhanced emotional systems burning with controlled fury. These aliens had murdered billions of innocent humans. They had turned Earth into a strip mining operation. They thought humanity was extinct. Time to prove them wrong. Initiate assault. Carlos opened fire with his modified plasma rifle. The weapon had been designed for vehicle mounting, but his enhanced strength handled the recoil easily. Each shot punched through alien armor and destroyed their defensive positions. Zeltharian guards screamed commands in their clicking language as their careful security collapsed. Ryan moved through the facility like death itself. His enhanced speed allowed him to cross rooms faster than the aliens could track. His enhanced strength let him tear through their armor with his bare hands. Every alien who saw him understood in their final moments that they had made a terrible mistake. Nathan coordinated the assault with tactical precision that seemed supernatural. His enhanced mind calculated angles and timing that normal humans could never process. He appeared exactly where he was needed to prevent alien reinforcements from reaching their communication equipment. Maya phased through 15 floors of alien architecture to reach the central hub. Her quantum stealth kept her completely invisible as she moved past dozens of guards. The communication center was filled with equipment that coordinated Zeltharian operations across half the planet. Elena's voice reached them through quantum entanglement. Maya, I am uploading virus programs to your neural interface. Install them in the alien computers. The programs will cascade through their entire network. Maya interfaced directly with the Zeltharian systems. Her enhanced nervous system translated alien programming languages instantly. She planted Elena's virus programs deep in their communication protocols. Within minutes, the viruses would spread to every connected facility. The assault lasted 18 minutes. When the team emerged from the facility, nothing remained but smoking ruins. Carlos had demonstrated that enhanced human soldiers could destroy any alien position. Maya had proven that their technology was worthless against quantum stealth. Nathan had shown that superior tactics could overcome any numerical advantage, but most importantly, Ryan had sent a message that would reach every Zeltharian commander on Earth. The alien guards who escaped would report what they had seen. Humans who moved faster than their sensors could track. Humans who could phase through solid matter. Humans who could tear apart their strongest soldiers with bare hands. Elena monitored alien communications as the team withdrew. The facilities. Destruction has created exactly the effect we intended. Zeltharian commanders are demanding explanations from their guards. The survivors are reporting encounters with superhuman enemies. Let them be afraid, Ryan said through the quantum link. Fear will make them make mistakes. Mistakes will get them killed. Nathan was already analyzing the next target. Communications disruption will force them to use backup systems. Those systems route through facilities in former Los Angeles and Miami. We should strike both simultaneously to maximize confusion. Ryan looked back at the burning communication array. 18 minutes to destroy what the aliens thought was an impregnable facility. The enhanced soldiers were just getting started. There were 48 more major installations to destroy, and Ryan intended to hit them all. The Zeltharians thought they had conquered humanity. They were about to learn the difference between defeating an army and destroying a species. General Kethvar stood in his command center watching reports flood in from across Earth. The massive Zeltharian was 8 feet tall with armor that could stop tank shells. His 4 arms moved across control surfaces as he tried to understand what was happening to his perfect occupation. 3 communication arrays had been destroyed in the past week: Los Angeles, Miami, Denver. Each attack followed the same pattern: small groups of impossibly fast attackers who seemed invisible to Zeltharian sensors. The few survivors described humans who moved like lightning and struck like thunder. This is impossible, Kethvar growled to his aide. Humans are a primitive species. Their strongest warriors could not scratch our armor. Our intelligence reports indicated complete extermination of their military forces. The aide's translator collar converted his nervous clicking into words. General, perhaps these are humans who were off-world during our initial assault. They could have returned with captured equipment. Kethvar's massive fist slammed into the control surface. No captured equipment explains what our guards witnessed. Humans who phase through solid matter. Humans who tear apart battle armor with their hands. Humans who anticipate our tactics before we implement them. On the main display screen, Maya Johnson flickered into visibility for just a moment before vanishing again. The image had been captured by a security camera during the Denver assault. She appeared as a faint outline that seemed to exist in 2 places at once. Enhance that image, Kethvar commanded. The display zoomed in on Maya's face. Even through the quantum phase distortion, her human features were clearly visible. But something was different about her eyes. They held an intelligence that seemed to process information faster than biological brains should allow. Run genetic analysis on facial structure. Cross-reference with our databases of captured humans. The computer worked for several minutes before displaying results. Genetic markers indicate standard human DNA but with unknown modifications. Enhancement patterns do not match any known human technology. Kethvar studied the data with growing unease. During the conquest of human space, his forces had captured thousands of prisoners. They had analyzed human biology extensively. Humans were physically weak creatures who relied on crude technology to compensate for biological limitations. But these new humans were different. They moved with perfect coordination. They struck with surgical precision. They vanished from sensors that could track a grain of sand across a solar system. Most disturbing of all, they seemed to know exactly where to hit to cause maximum damage. Sir, we are receiving emergency transmissions from the mining facility in former Texas, his aide reported. Put it on the main screen. The image showed a Zeltharian commander whose armor was cracked and smoking. Behind him, explosions lit up the night sky as human figures moved too fast for the cameras to track clearly. General Kethvar, we are under attack by unknown human forces. Our defensive systems cannot target them. They appear and disappear at will. Request immediate reinforcement. How many attackers? Kethvar demanded. Unknown, sir. Possibly 3 or 4 individuals. But they move so fast we cannot get accurate counts. They have disabled our primary extractors and are systematically destroying our equipment. The transmission cut off as another explosion filled the screen. Kethvar stared at the static with growing fear. 4 humans were destroying a facility guarded by 500 Zeltharian soldiers. Elena Rodriguez monitored the alien communications from her position in the vault. Her enhanced consciousness moved through their networks like a ghost gathering. Intelligence and planting virus programs. The aliens were starting to panic, and panic led to mistakes. Ryan, their command structure is fragmenting, she reported through quantum entanglement. Individual facility commanders are requesting permission to abandon their posts. Kethvar is ordering them to stand and fight, but his authority is weakening. Ryan Blake was currently leading an assault on the main power distribution center in former Detroit. His enhanced muscles ripped through alien defensive barriers, while his tactical mind coordinated attacks across multiple continents. How long? Until their fleet commanders intervene? Unknown. Zeltharian military doctrine emphasizes local command authority. Fleet units typically do not interfere with ground operations unless specifically requested. Kethvar's pride may prevent him from admitting he needs help. Nathan Cross was simultaneously coordinating 3 separate assault teams. His enhanced strategic consciousness could process multiple battlefields without confusion. We need to accelerate the timeline. If fleet units begin orbital bombardment of their own facilities, we lose our advantage. Maya Johnson phased through the walls of a command bunker in former Seattle. Her quantum stealth allowed her to move through solid matter while remaining completely invisible to alien sensors. She planted explosive charges with perfect precision, before vanishing again. Carlos Martinez was leading the assault on a major supply depot in former Phoenix. His enhanced strength allowed him to use Zeltharian heavy weapons that normally required vehicle mounts. Each shot from his captured plasma cannon vaporized enemy defensive positions. But the most important battle was taking place in the quantum realm, where Elena Rodriguez fought against Zeltharian computer systems. Her enhanced intellect could process their programming languages and rewrite their security protocols in real time. Every facility she infiltrated became vulnerable to further attacks. I have gained access to their orbital communication protocols, Elena announced. The fleet is becoming concerned about ground operations. Admiral Vorth-Ak is demanding detailed reports from General Kethvar. Ryan felt satisfaction burning through his enhanced emotional centers. The aliens were beginning to understand that they faced something beyond their experience. Enhanced humans were not just stronger and faster than normal humans. They were evolving warfare itself. Phase 2 begins now, Ryan commanded all teams simultaneously. Target their troop concentrations. Show them that numbers mean nothing against enhanced soldiers. Across Earth, the assault intensified. Maya Johnson appeared in the middle of a Zeltharian barracks and eliminated 50 guards before they could reach their weapons. Nathan Cross coordinated artillery strikes using captured alien weapons with precision that seemed supernatural. Carlos Martinez destroyed an entire armored column by throwing their own vehicles back at them. In his command center, General Kethvar watched his perfect occupation collapse in real time. Red indicators flashed across the tactical display as facility after facility went dark. His 5,000 ground troops were being systematically destroyed by enemies they could not see coming. Sir Admiral Vorth-Ak is requesting direct communication, his aide reported nervously. Kethvar's armor made grinding sounds as his massive frame tensed. Calling for fleet support would mean admitting that ground forces could not handle primitive humans. His military career would be over. But continuing to lose facilities would mean court-martial and execution. Connect the Admiral. The holographic image of Admiral Vorth-Ak appeared above the command table. The fleet commander's scaled features showed barely controlled anger. General, Kethvar explained the situation on the surface. My sensors indicate massive destruction across all operational areas. We are dealing with enhanced human resistance, sir. The enemy possesses capabilities not present in previous engagements. Enhanced how? Kethvar hesitated. The truth sounded impossible even to him. They appear to move through solid matter and cannot be detected by our sensors. Individual humans are destroying heavily defended facilities. Admiral Vorthak's expression showed disbelief and contempt. You are telling me that primitive humans have developed technology superior to the Zeltharian Empire? I am telling you, sir, that we face an enemy unlike anything in our previous experience. Deep beneath the ruins of former Dallas, Ryan Blake found what he had been searching for. The Zeltharian prison facility held over 3,000 human survivors in conditions that would have killed weaker species. But humans were harder to break than the aliens had expected. The prisoners were thin and weak, but their eyes still burned with defiance. They had been captured during the early phases of the invasion and forced to work in alien mining operations. The Zeltharians treated them like livestock, but these humans had never stopped planning resistance. Who is in charge here? Ryan asked the crowd of prisoners. An older woman stepped forward. Her hair was gray and her clothes were torn, but she carried herself like a soldier. Lieutenant Colonel Sarah Martinez, former commander of the 3rd Marine Division. And you are? Commander Ryan Blake. We are here to get you out. Sarah looked at Ryan with experienced eyes. Something about him seemed different from normal humans. He moved with perfect balance and his voice carried absolute confidence. Behind him, other soldiers worked to disable alien security systems with impossible speed. How many troops do you have, Commander? Currently, 12 soldiers are assaulting this facility, but we have friends. Sarah's tactical mind tried to process this information. 12 soldiers attacking a facility guarded by 800 aliens was suicide, yet the alarms had been silent for 10 minutes and no guards had appeared. Commander, I need to understand what I am seeing here. Ryan's enhanced emotional centers registered the colonel's confusion and doubt. These humans had been isolated for months, with no knowledge of recent events. They deserved an explanation. Colonel, 3 weeks ago, Captain Alex Morrison transmitted an activation code before New Geneva Colony fell. That code woke up soldiers who had been sleeping for 300 years. We were enhanced to fight enemies that normal humans could not defeat. Enhanced how? Maya Johnson materialized beside them as her quantum stealth systems deactivated. Sarah staggered backward as the woman appeared from empty air. Maya's enhanced features were clearly visible in the artificial light. Genetic modification, cybernetic, integration, quantum consciousness expansion. We volunteered to become something beyond normal human limitations. Maya's voice carried harmonics that seemed to resonate in multiple dimensions. Nathan Cross approached from the facility's control room. His enhanced tactical systems had disabled all alien defenses within minutes. All security systems neutralized. Transport routes cleared. We have approximately 20 minutes before Zeltharian reinforcements arrive. Sarah looked around at the impossible scene. Enhanced humans who could phase through matter and disable alien technology. Soldiers who moved faster than her eyes could follow. A rescue mission that should have required a full army being executed by 12 individuals. Colonel, we need to move these people to safety, Ryan said. But first we need information. What can you tell us about Zeltharian operations? Sarah's military training took over despite her confusion. They have a primary command vessel in orbit, massive ship called the Imperator. All ground operations coordinate through that vessel. Admiral Vorthak commands from there while General Kethvar runs surface operations. Elena Rodriguez's voice reached them through quantum entanglement. Ryan, I am monitoring Zeltharian fleet communications. Admiral Vorthak has authorized orbital bombardment of compromised surface facilities. They are preparing to destroy their own installations rather than lose them to us. Nathan processed this tactical development instantly. If they destroy surface facilities, they eliminate our targets, but also eliminate their own operational capacity. Acceptable trade from their perspective. Ryan felt his enhanced strategic consciousness analyzing the new situation. The aliens were willing to sacrifice their surface assets to stop the enhanced human attacks. That tactical evolution required a response that would force them to reconsider. Elena, can you access their orbital command systems? Negative. The Imperator uses quantum encryption that requires physical interface. I would need to be aboard the vessel to penetrate their networks. Maya's quantum stealth systems activated briefly as she considered possibilities. I could infiltrate the command ship, phase through their hull and plant virus programs directly in their central computers. Too dangerous. If your stealth systems fail in space, you die instantly. We need a different approach. Carlos Martinez's voice joined the quantum communication link from his position at another facility. I have been analyzing captured Zeltharian technology. Their ship construction uses modular components. If we could capture intact examples, Elena might be able to reverse engineer their systems. Ryan looked at the 3,000 human prisoners around him. These people represented hope for rebuilding human civilization, but they also represented an opportunity that the enhanced soldiers had not considered. Colonel, how many of these people have technical or military backgrounds? Sarah quickly assessed the crowd. About 800 have engineering or combat experience. Why? Because we are going to need more than enhanced soldiers to win this war. Elena, can you modify Zeltharian enhancement technology to work on normal humans? Elena's consciousness expanded through quantum networks as she considered the possibility. Potentially, yes. Their biomedical systems are compatible with human physiology. I could create a simplified version of our enhancement process. How simplified? Enhanced strength and speed, but not quantum abilities. Improved healing and stamina. Most importantly, neural interfaces that would allow direct technology interaction. Enough to make normal humans effective against Zeltharian forces. Ryan's enhanced emotional systems burned with new purpose. The enhanced soldiers were powerful, but they were too few to liberate an entire galaxy. Normal humans enhanced with alien technology could become the army that humanity needed. Do it. Colonel Martinez, I need you to select volunteers for enhancement. Priority goes to technical specialists and experienced soldiers. Sarah felt excitement building despite her confusion. Commander, what exactly are you planning? We are going to take that command ship, but first we are going to build an army that can hold it. Over the next several hours, Elena Rodriguez worked to modify captured Zeltharian enhancement technology. Her enhanced intellect unraveled alien biotechnology and rewrote their programs for human physiology. The process was not as extensive as what the original enhanced soldiers had undergone, but it would make normal humans far more effective. The first volunteer was Technical Sergeant Mike Johnson. He had been captured while trying to repair human communication systems during the early invasion. Elena's modified enhancement chamber worked on him for 2 hours before the process completed. Mike emerged with obvious changes. His movements were more precise, and his eyes showed enhanced focus. When Elena handed him a Zeltharian plasma rifle, he interfaced with it directly through his modified nervous system. Systems integrated, Mike reported. I can feel the weapon's targeting protocols. This is incredible. More volunteers underwent the enhancement process, engineers who could now interface directly with alien technology, soldiers whose enhanced reflexes allowed them to match Zeltharian combat abilities, medics whose modified biology let them heal injuries that would normally be fatal. Within 12 hours, Ryan Blake had the core of an enhanced human army. 300 soldiers with capabilities far beyond normal humans, but not quite reaching the level of the original enhanced soldiers. It was enough to change the tactical situation completely. Phase 3 begins now, Ryan announced to all enhanced humans simultaneously. We take the Imperator. The Imperator hung in Earth's orbit like a dark moon. The massive Zeltharian command vessel stretched for 10 miles and contained the technology that coordinated their galactic empire. Admiral Vorthak commanded from its bridge while his fleet, of smaller ships maintained position around Earth. Inside the vessel's central computer core, Elena Rodriguez materialized as her consciousness downloaded through quantum transmission. Her enhanced intellect immediately began analyzing Zeltharian command protocols, while her presence remained undetected by their security systems. The data she discovered filled her with horror and determination. Earth was not just being stripped, mined for resources. The Zeltharians planned to use the planet as a staging ground for attacks against 12 other species currently resisting their expansion. Humanity's conquest was meant to provide ships and supplies for genocide on a galactic scale. Ryan, the intelligence I have gathered changes our mission parameters, Elena reported through quantum entanglement. The Zeltharians are planning coordinated attacks against the Altarian Federation, the Centauri Republic, and 10 other species. Earth's resources will fuel a campaign of extermination across the galaxy. Ryan Blake floated in space outside the Imperator's hull. His enhanced biology could survive in vacuum for extended periods, while his consciousness maintained perfect communication with the team. Around him, 12 other enhanced soldiers prepared for the most dangerous assault in human history. How many ships are we looking at? Nathan Cross asked as his tactical mind processed Elena's intelligence data. Over 3,000 vessels will participate in the galactic campaign. The Imperator contains the coordination computers that will direct the entire operation. If we can capture this ship, we can disrupt Zeltharian expansion across multiple star systems. Maya Johnson phased through the ship's hull to scout internal defenses. Her quantum stealth kept her invisible to alien sensors, while her enhanced senses mapped the vessel's layout. Internal security consists of automated systems and patrol units, approximately 5,000 crew members throughout the ship. Carlos Martinez tested his enhanced strength against the ship's external armor. The metal was incredibly strong, but his modified muscles could tear through it given enough time. Hull breach is possible, but it will take several minutes. We need a faster entry method. Elena's consciousness found what they needed. There are maintenance hatches along the ship's ventral surface. I can override their security locks from inside their computer systems. Entry will be quiet and undetected. Ryan felt his enhanced emotional centers burning with controlled fury. These aliens had murdered billions of humans and planned to murder billions more. The enhanced soldiers would stop them or die trying. Execute infiltration. Elena maintains system access. Maya scout command levels. Nathan coordinate assault patterns. Carlos prepare heavy assault capabilities. The team entered the Imperator through maintenance hatches that Elena opened remotely. Inside the ship, alien architecture created corridors of twisted metal and dark crystal. Zeltharian crew members moved through the passages, unaware that death walked among them. Maya's quantum stealth allowed her to scout ahead without detection. She mapped patrol routes and identified key systems while remaining completely invisible to alien senses. Her enhanced consciousness processed tactical data and transmitted it to the rest of the team in real time. Nathan's tactical mind analyzed the ship's layout and crew distribution. His enhanced strategic capabilities identified the optimal assault pattern to reach the bridge with minimum resistance. Every movement was calculated to avoid detection until the final assault began. Elena's consciousness expanded through the ship's computer networks. Her enhanced intellect rewrote Zeltharian security protocols and planted virus programs that would activate on her command. When the assault began, the ship's own systems would turn against its crew. Ryan led the team through corridors that had never known human presence. His enhanced senses could detect alien crew members through solid walls, while his consciousness maintained perfect coordination with the assault pattern. Every step brought them closer to the bridge and Admiral Vorthak. On the ship's bridge, Admiral Vorthak reviewed reports from the surface. General Kethvar's ground forces had lost 40% of their facilities to enhanced human attacks. The primitive species was proving far more resilient than intelligence reports had indicated. Status of orbital bombardment preparations? Vorthak demanded from his command chair. "All systems ready, Admiral. We can commence surface bombardment within minutes of your command." Vorthak's scaled features showed frustration. Destroying the surface facilities would eliminate the enhanced human threat, but it would also set back resource extraction by months. The Galactic campaign required those resources to proceed on schedule. Delay bombardment. Deploy additional ground forces to secure remaining facilities. I will not explain resource shortfalls to the High Command because we failed to defeat primitive humans. Elena detected the Admiral's communication and immediately transmitted the intelligence to Ryan. Orbital bombardment has been delayed. They are deploying more ground troops instead. This gives us additional time to complete our mission. The assault team reached the command levels without detection. Ahead of them lay the bridge where Admiral Vorthak commanded the invasion of Earth. Behind them stretched corridors full of alien crew members who would soon discover that their ship had been infiltrated. Ryan activated his quantum communication link to address all team members simultaneously. Remember our objectives. Primary goal is capture of the Admiral and his command staff. Secondary goal is seizure of the ship's navigation and communication systems. Tertiary goal is destruction of the vessel if capture proves impossible. Maya phased through the bridge's blast doors to scout the final target. The command center was massive, with dozens of Zeltharian officers coordinating fleet operations. Admiral Vorthak stood at the center giving orders that affected entire star systems. Bridge contains approximately 30 command staff plus security forces. Admiral Vorthak is clearly identifiable by his ceremonial armor. Multiple escape routes, available if the assault fails. Nathan processed the tactical situation and formulated assault patterns. Optimal approach is simultaneous multi-vector attack. Elena disrupts internal systems. Maya eliminates security personnel. Carlos breaches blast doors. Ryan targets command staff. Elena's consciousness prepared virus programs throughout the ship's networks. Ready to initiate system failures on your command. Internal defenses will be neutralized within seconds of activation. Ryan felt his enhanced emotional systems reaching perfect focus. 300 years of sleep had prepared him for this moment. The aliens who thought they had conquered humanity were about to face the consequences of their arrogance. Execute assault. Elena's virus programs activated throughout the Imperator. Internal security systems failed simultaneously while artificial gravity fluctuated across multiple decks. Emergency lighting bathed the corridors in red shadows as alien crew members tried to understand what was happening to their ship. Maya materialized on the bridge and began eliminating security personnel, with enhanced speed that made her movements appear supernatural. Zeltharian guards tried to target her, but their weapons could not track something that existed partially outside normal space-time. Carlos tore through the blast doors with enhanced strength that crumpled alien alloys like paper. His modified muscles generated force levels that seemed impossible for any biological creature. The barriers that protected the bridge became twisted metal sculptures. Nathan coordinated the assault with tactical precision that anticipated every alien response. His enhanced strategic consciousness processed dozens of variables simultaneously while directing his team to optimal positions. Every movement served multiple purposes in an assault pattern of perfect efficiency. Ryan Blake entered the bridge, like vengeance given form. His enhanced speed carried him across the command center faster than alien reflexes could follow. Admiral Vorthak turned to face the intruder and found himself staring at something that should not exist. A human, enhanced beyond normal limitations, moving with perfect control, eyes burning with intelligence that seemed to process information faster than Zeltharian computers. This was what had destroyed General Kethvar's occupation forces. Admiral Vorthak, Ryan said as his enhanced voice carried harmonics that resonated through alien hearing. You are now a prisoner of the human resistance. Admiral Vorthak stared at the human who had appeared on his bridge like something from a nightmare. The creature moved with impossible speed and spoke with a voice that seemed to resonate in dimensions beyond normal hearing. Around him, Zeltharian. Command staff lay unconscious or dead while their security systems failed completely. "You cannot be human," Vorthak said as his translator collar converted his clicking speech to words. "Humans are a primitive species. Your strongest warriors could not damage our armor." Ryan Blake stood perfectly still while his enhanced senses monitored every movement on the bridge. His consciousness maintained quantum communication links with his team while analyzing Admiral Vorthak's responses. The alien's fear was obvious despite his attempt to project authority. "You made a mistake, Admiral. You assumed that because you defeated our armies, you had defeated our species. Humans never stop preparing for the next war." Elena Rodriguez materialized beside Ryan as her consciousness downloaded from the ship's computer networks. Her enhanced intellect had spent the past hour analyzing Zeltharian command protocols and strategic databases. What she discovered would change the course of the Galactic War. "Ryan, I have accessed their strategic planning systems. The Zeltharian Empire is not as strong as they pretend. 12 species are currently resisting their expansion. The conquest of Earth was supposed to provide resources for simultaneous campaigns against all of them." Admiral Vorthak's scaled features showed shock that humans could access Zeltharian military secrets. "Impossible. Our encryption systems cannot be penetrated by primitive technology." Elena's enhanced consciousness reached into the ship's networks and displayed holographic star charts above the command center. Red indicators showed Zeltharian territories, while blue markers identified species currently at war with the Empire. The tactical situation was more complex than the aliens had revealed to their own crews. "Your empire is overstretched, Admiral. You control fewer than 30% of the galaxy's inhabited systems. The other species outnumber you significantly, but they have never coordinated their resistance efforts." Nathan Cross processed the strategic intelligence, while his tactical mind calculated possibilities. "If we could establish communication between the resistance movements, they could launch coordinated attacks against Zeltharian positions. The Empire's advantage comes from fighting isolated enemies." Maya Johnson phased through the bridge's communication systems while maintaining quantum stealth. Her enhanced nervous system interfaced directly with alien technology and began copying their faster-than-light communication protocols. "I can reverse engineer their quantum communication networks. We could contact every resistance movement simultaneously." Carlos Martinez secured the blast doors while his enhanced hearing monitored approaching Zeltharian reinforcements. "We have maybe 10 minutes before their security forces reach the bridge in significant numbers. Whatever we are planning needs to happen fast." Ryan felt his enhanced emotional centers processing the implications of Elena's intelligence. The Zeltharian Empire was not the unstoppable force they pretended to be. They were struggling to maintain control over territories that vastly exceeded their actual military capacity. Coordinated resistance could shatter their expansion completely. "Admiral Y, am going to offer you a choice. You can cooperate with us and help contact the resistance movements, or you can watch your empire collapse as those movements coordinate without your help." Vorthak's massive frame tensed inside his ceremonial armor. "The Zeltharian Empire has conquered hundreds of species. A few primitive rebels cannot threaten our dominion." Elena's consciousness dove deeper into the ship's strategic databases. Her enhanced intellect processed information that would take normal minds years to analyze. The true state of the Zeltharian war machine became clear within minutes. "Admiral, your own reports indicate otherwise. The Altarian Federation has destroyed 17 of your battle groups in the past year. The Centauri Republic has recaptured 40% of their home systems. The Vegan Alliance has completely expelled your forces from their territory." Ryan watched Vorthak's expression change as Elena revealed intelligence that was supposed to be classified at the highest levels. The Admiral was beginning to understand that humans possessed capabilities beyond anything in Zeltharian experience. How? Are you accessing classified strategic data? Because your quantum encryption is primitive compared to enhanced human consciousness. Elena's intellect operates on principles that your technology cannot comprehend. Nathan's tactical analysis identified the optimal strategy for galactic coordination. We need to establish a communication network that links all resistance movements, real-time coordination of attacks across multiple star systems. The Zeltharians cannot defend everywhere simultaneously. Maya completed her analysis of alien communication systems. I have copied their faster-than-light protocols. Elena can modify them to create an undetectable network between resistance forces. The Zeltharians will not be able to intercept or jam our communications. Elena's enhanced consciousness began rewriting Zeltharian communication protocols for human use. Her intellect processed alien programming languages and converted them into systems that enhanced humans could operate. Within minutes, she had created a galaxy-spanning network that was invisible to Zeltharian detection. Network is operational. I can now contact resistance movements in 12 star systems simultaneously. What message should I transmit? Ryan looked at Admiral Vorthok, whose alien features showed growing fear. The Admiral was beginning to understand that his perfect conquest was about to become a galactic nightmare. Tell them that Earth's resistance has captured the Zeltharian command vessel. Tell them that humanity offers coordination and tactical support for simultaneous attacks against Empire positions. Tell them that the time for isolated resistance is over. Elena's consciousness expanded across the galaxy through the modified communication network. Her enhanced intellect made contact with resistance leaders who had been fighting alone for years. The Altarian Federation, the Centauri Republic, the Vegan Alliance. 10 other species who had never been able to coordinate their efforts. Within minutes, responses began arriving. Species that had been fighting desperately for survival suddenly found themselves part of a galactic alliance. Enhanced human consciousness could process information and coordinate strategies faster than any normal biological intelligence. Responses are uniformly positive, Elena reported. All 12 resistance movements are requesting tactical coordination for immediate attacks on Zeltharian positions. They have been waiting for this opportunity. Admiral Vorthok realized that everything was about to change. His empire had maintained control by preventing enemy coordination. Enhanced humans had just solved that problem in ways that seemed impossible. You do not understand what you are doing. The Zeltharian Empire maintains order across the galaxy. Without our authority, there will be chaos and war between species. Ryan's enhanced emotional centers processed the Admiral's desperation with perfect clarity. The alien was trying to convince humans that his empire was necessary for galactic stability. But Elena's intelligence analysis told a different story. Your empire maintains control through intimidation and genocide, Admiral. The species you claim to govern are fighting for their freedom. We are simply giving them the tools to coordinate their efforts. Nathan coordinated tactical data between resistance movements while his strategic mind processed optimal attack patterns. Simultaneous strikes in 18 hours. The Zeltharians will not be able to respond to coordinated attacks across 12 star systems. Carlos monitored approaching security forces while his enhanced strength prepared defensive positions. Zeltharian reinforcements are mobilizing throughout the ship. We need to secure the bridge if we want to maintain communication with the resistance movements. Ryan activated quantum communication links with enhanced human forces throughout Earth's surface. The liberation of their home planet would provide a model for resistance movements across the galaxy. All surface teams initiate final assault on Zeltharian ground positions. Show the galaxy what enhanced humans can accomplish. Across Earth, enhanced soldiers launched coordinated attacks on the remaining alien installations. Maya Johnson phased through defensive barriers that had seemed impenetrable. Nathan Cross directed artillery strikes with precision that bordered on supernatural. Carlos Martinez destroyed armored positions using their own weapons against them. But the most important battle was taking place in the quantum realm, where Elena Rodriguez coordinated resistance movements across 12 star systems. Her enhanced consciousness could process tactical data from hundreds of sources simultaneously while maintaining perfect communication with each group. Within hours, the galaxy would witness something that had never happened before. Coordinated resistance against the Zeltharian Empire led by enhanced human consciousness. The aliens had conquered many species, but they had never faced opponents who could think and communicate faster than their own computers. Admiral Vorthak watched his perfect empire begin to collapse in real time. Across the galaxy, 12 species struck simultaneously at Zeltharian positions. The Altarian Federation destroyed 3 battle groups in coordinated ambushes. The Centauri Republic recaptured their capital system. The Vegan Alliance eliminated every alien facility in their territory. Enhanced human consciousness had turned isolated resistance movements into a unified galactic army. On Earth, the final Zeltharian installations fell within hours. Maya Johnson phased through the defenses of their primary mining facility and eliminated the command staff before they could call for help. Nathan Cross coordinated surface artillery to destroy their orbital defense platforms with perfect precision. Carlos Martinez led enhanced human forces in direct assault against alien strongholds that crumbled under their superhuman capabilities. Admiral Vorthak watched his empire collapse from the bridge of his captured flagship. The holographic displays showed red indicators disappearing across dozens of star systems as Zeltharian forces were systematically destroyed. Enhanced human coordination had accomplished in one day what isolated resistance had failed to achieve in 20 years. "This is impossible," Vorthak said as his massive frame slumped in defeat. "The Zeltharian Empire has conquered hundreds of worlds. A handful of enhanced humans cannot destroy our galactic dominion." Ryan Blake stood at the center of the bridge while his consciousness maintained quantum communication with resistance forces across the galaxy. His enhanced emotional centers processed satisfaction and grim determination as he watched alien positions being eliminated in real time. "You underestimated us, Admiral. You thought conquering our armies meant conquering our spirit. You forgot that humans never stop fighting and we never stop preparing for the next war." Elena Rodriguez's consciousness expanded through galactic communication networks as she coordinated the largest military operation in recorded history. Her enhanced intellect processed tactical data from thousands of sources while maintaining perfect communication between species that had never worked together before. Strategic analysis indicates complete collapse of Zeltharian military capabilities within 72 hours, Elena reported. Their fleet units are being destroyed faster than they can coordinate responses. The Empire's command structure is fragmenting. Through the ship's communication systems, they could hear Zeltharian commanders across the galaxy sending desperate messages to their high command. Fleet units reported being overwhelmed by coordinated attacks. Ground forces requested immediate evacuation from planets where resistance movements had suddenly become effective armies. Nathan Cross processed intelligence reports while his tactical mind analyzed the changing galactic situation. Zeltharian forces are attempting to withdraw to their core systems, but enhanced human coordination is predicting their movements. The resistance forces are intercepting their retreat routes. Maya Johnson materialized beside Ryan as her quantum stealth systems deactivated. Her enhanced senses had been monitoring alien communications throughout the ship. "Crew morale is collapsing. Many Zeltharian officers are discussing surrender rather than face enhanced human forces." Carlos Martinez secured the bridge approaches while his enhanced hearing detected approaching footsteps. But the sounds were different now. Instead of aggressive, advanced, the aliens moved with hesitation and fear. Security forces are maintaining distance. They know they cannot match enhanced human capabilities. Ryan felt his enhanced consciousness connecting with human survivors across Earth. The liberation of their home planet was nearly complete, but the larger war was just beginning. Enhanced humans had proven that the Zeltharian Empire could be defeated. But maintaining galactic freedom would require ongoing coordination between dozens of species. Elena, can you establish permanent communication links between the resistance movements? Already in progress. I am installing quantum communication nodes throughout their territories. Enhanced human consciousness will provide ongoing tactical coordination and strategic planning. Admiral Vorthak realized that his species' domination of the galaxy had ended. Enhanced humans possessed capabilities that made Zeltharian technology seem primitive. More importantly, they could coordinate resistance efforts in ways that normal biological intelligences could not match. "What do you intend to do with Zeltharian territories?" he asked with resignation evident in his translated speech. Ryan's enhanced emotional centers processed the question with perfect clarity. The aliens expected humans to become conquerors in their place. That assumption revealed how little they understood about human nature. "We intend to return conquered territories to their original inhabitants. Enhanced humans are not interested in building an empire, Admiral. We fight for freedom, not domination." Elena's consciousness reached across the galaxy to coordinate the final phase of the liberation campaign. Resistance movements were establishing new governments on worlds that had been under Zeltharian control for decades. The political reconstruction would be complex, but enhanced human guidance could help species rebuild their civilizations. All major Zeltharian installations have been eliminated or captured. Their fleet units are in full retreat toward core systems. Estimated Zeltharian military casualties exceed 80% across all operational theaters. Nathan's tactical analysis identified the next phase of operations. "We need to secure the Zeltharian core systems to prevent them from rebuilding their military forces. Enhanced human capabilities could eliminate their remaining infrastructure within weeks." But Ryan's enhanced consciousness was already considering longer-term implications. Enhanced humans had proven they could coordinate galactic resistance. But they could not rule the galaxy. That responsibility belonged to the species they had helped liberate. Negative Nathan. "Enhanced humans will provide tactical support for resistance movements, but we will not occupy Zeltharian territories. Each species must rebuild according to their own values and traditions." Maya phased through the ship's computer systems to analyze Zeltharian strategic databases. Their core systems contain detailed intelligence about other threats in the galaxy, species and entities that the Zeltharians considered too dangerous to attack. Elena's enhanced intellect processed the new intelligence, while maintaining communication with resistance leaders. There are apparently cosmic-level threats that even the Zeltharian Empire avoided confronting. Enhanced human capabilities may be needed for future galactic defense. Ryan felt his enhanced emotional centers considering the implications. Enhanced. Humans had awakened to save humanity from extinction. That mission was complete, but their capabilities might be needed for threats that normal biological species could not handle. Admiral Vorthak, you will be transferred to the custody of the Altarian Federation for trial. Your crew will be repatriated to Zeltharian core systems with the understanding that any attempt to rebuild your empire will face enhanced human response. Vorthak's massive frame showed defeat and something that might have been respect. Enhanced. Humans are unlike any species we encountered. You possess capabilities that seem impossible, but you use them for liberation rather than conquest. Carlos Martinez escorted Zeltharian crew members to transport vessels, while his enhanced strength made resistance pointless. The aliens who had seemed invincible weeks earlier now moved with the dejection of a defeated army. Elena established the final quantum communication links between liberated worlds. Her enhanced consciousness could now coordinate defense efforts across the galaxy instantly. Enhanced humans would sleep again, but they would awaken immediately if galactic freedom faced new threats. Ryan walked to the observation deck where Earth hung in space below the captured Imperator. His home planet was healing from decades of war, but human civilization would rebuild stronger than before. Enhanced human technology would help normal humans develop capabilities that could defend against future invasions. Elena began preparation of new cryogenic facilities. Enhanced soldiers will return to sleep, but we will establish monitoring systems throughout the galaxy. If any species faces extinction, we will awaken immediately. Elena's consciousness expanded through the ship's systems as she prepared for the transition back to dormancy. Systems established Ryan. Enhanced human guardians will monitor galactic civilization and respond to existential threats automatically. Nathan processed final tactical reports from across the galaxy. Zeltharian Empire military capabilities have been eliminated. Resistance movements have established effective governments on liberated worlds. Galactic civilization is stable and secure. Maya's quantum stealth systems activated as she prepared to scout Earth's surface. Human survivors are emerging from hiding places across the planet. Population estimates indicate millions of people survived the occupation. Rebuilding efforts can begin immediately. Carlos completed security operations while his enhanced strength secured the last Zeltharian weapons. All alien military equipment has been captured or destroyed. No significant threat remains to Earth or the liberated worlds. Ryan felt his enhanced emotional centers processing completion and satisfaction. The mission that had begun with Alex Morrison's final transmission was finished. Humanity had survived extinction and helped liberate an entire galaxy from tyranny.